Tulancingo is likely a city you've never heard of before, but it's the second largest city in the Mexican state of Hidalgo. In this video, we're going to learn what a Pueblo Con Sabor means, take a stroll around the city on a double-decker bus, and end up climbing cliffs to look for ancient cave paintings. So come along for the adventure as we explore this city with an interesting designation. Tulancingo is 120 kilometers northeast, or about 2 hours by bus or by car from Mexico City. It's pretty easy to get there. It'll cost you about 200 pesos if you take the bus. Tulancingo is a very quaint town. It has many wonderful hotels that you can pick from. We happened to pick the Hotel Abe because it was located close to the city center. It was a nice hotel. It was around $70 for a 2-bed room. And as you can see, it was a pretty decent room. Basic, but it did its job. Mainly it was because it was close to where we were at. There was a lot of nightlife going on when we were there, and a lot of people, so that made us feel safe while we were walking out at night. There are 132 Pueblo Magicos. In English, that means magic towns. But Tulancingo has been designated as a Pueblo Con Sabor, which translates as a town with flavor. This designation comes because Tulancingo has a very unique food. The unique food is called a Quajalote. Now I know all you Spanish speakers out there are laughing because Quajalote means turkey, and you're probably saying that is a torta, not a turkey. But that is where you and the rest of Tulancingo will be laughing at you, because see, you can have any meat you want in your Quajalote sandwich, but it can't be turkey. Go figure. So how did this sandwich, named after a turkey, but not having turkey meat, come to be? The legend goes that back in the early 1900s, electricity was being installed in Tulancingo. The engineers that came to help the new power plant and electric wires had to work during Christmas. Christmas night came, and the story goes the workers were looking for a turkey dinner. But being the night before Christmas, there was no restaurants really open. The only places that were open were the street vendors, and not many of those. But the workers found a lady selling enchiladas on the street. The workers asked if she had any turkey. She did not. But she said that she had lots of other stuff. So the story goes that the street vendor told the workers, "Don't worry," and proceeded to make a huge sandwich. It was so big that one of the workers said that this is our guajalote, our turkey. And the name stuck, and that's the way it's always been ever since. To get your guajalote sandwich, I would encourage you to go to Portal de Rosa. Serving up the guajalote sandwich since 1948, they probably have the most authentic experience, although every year there's a festival in town, and the winner is picked for the best guajalote sandwich. Smells like leather. We got everything you need for your horses here. This church was kind of interesting. It was called La Señora de Nuestro Los Angeles. In other words, it was the Los Angeles church. And if you looked inside, it had blue and white, just like the Los Angeles Dodgers. So it kind of reminded me of California. It was a beautiful church though, and it was just interesting to look at. We're here in the center of Tulancingo here. And I'm going to turn around the camera so you can see the kiosco. That's a bandstand, very common. And then this is called the park. It's called the Park of the Floresta, which means flowers. And it's a nice little park here. Looks like they have lots of stands here. They have children playing over here. This is a Saturday morning. Looking for a tour bus. I don't know if I'll find it. Supposedly the tours go out at 10 o'clock, but I don't see anybody. Here's the cathedral. I'll try going in there in a little bit, and that'll be fun as well. So let's see what we can find here. I'm going to check out the church here. According to the clock over there, it says it was built in 1851. So kind of interesting. Over there it says 1843. Looks like they're having baptismal services. That's What that is over there is for baptismal services. I'm gonna go check out the main chapel. Looks like somebody rented a limo. Wonder if it's for a wedding or for a quinceañera. I see somebody in white. I'm gonna guess a wedding. So that's kind of cool. You don't see limos out here very often. Yeah, that's, if I circle in there, that's a lady getting married. So that's cool. But it's almost 11 o'clock here in the plaza here in Tulancingo, and we were waiting here to see if a tour bus comes. We've been told by the locals a tour bus comes and it does a tour here, a 2-hour tour of the city, and we're gonna go see a museum and an archaeological site, so we'll go see what that's like. Looks like the tour bus has gotten here, and so we're gonna go take it. They're announcing 50 pesos for the tour, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Besides trying the sandwich, you'll find many more things to do in Tulancingo. To give you a better understanding of what you can find in the city, I suggest you take a double-decker tour bus. It is called the Tulan bus, and it costs 50 pesos, which is like $2.70 in US dollars, and it takes you around to see the cultural sites of Tulancingo. The tour is in Spanish, but it still gives you a fun view of a bird's eye view of the city. In addition to going to the cultural areas of Tulancingo, the Tulan bus will take you to a very interesting archaeological zone of Huapacalco. Huapacalco means place of the wooden house, and it is very interesting because they found an obsidian spear at this site that was dated to be over 18,000 years old, making it the oldest human artifact ever found in the Americas. Unfortunately, this archaeological site has not been excavated that much, and it's not very well maintained. But if you get the chance, I would suggest that you climb up to the rock face cliffs, and if you look close enough, you'll see some fascinating things such as cave dwellings and interesting paintings in the rocks. The area is very dry now, with nothing but really cactus growing. But before the 1st century, things were much different. This place is said to have been the home of the legendary Quezalcoatl before he became the king of the Toltecs. In the space between the rocks, there's evidence that there used to be a huge waterfall, and where you see this clump of cactus, there was a pool of water. But sometime in the 1st century, the legend says that there was a storm and an earthquake. The waterfall cracked, and all the water went away. So today we are left with only the mysterious remains. The bus picked us up from Huapacalco and delivered us back to the Tulancingo Cathedral. But at this point, I was getting hungry, so I went looking for a restaurant. It is now 1 o'clock, and things have definitely gotten more lively around here. There's lots more people. A lot of people getting married and going to different celebrations at the cathedral. I think I'm gonna go find, I saw a good restaurant on the other side, or at least it looked good. It looked like it'd been there for a while, called La Verbena. So I'm gonna go over there, see if I can find some local food out for lunch. La Verbena turned out to be the perfect place to go. I got a guarache, another guajalote, and a Jamaica water, which is a refreshing drink made from a red flower. My time was ending in Tulancingo, and so I took an afternoon bus out of town to a place called Zacatlan. But that's a different adventure. I hope you enjoyed this adventure, and I will see you in the next adventure, where we will learn about apples, glass murals, and the magical town of Zacatlan.